Plumbing basics for real estate agents. If you're a real estate agent, what do you really need to know about plumbing? If you're not a plumber, there's a lot to know. If you are, man, you might get back into plumbing. You might make more money than as a real estate agent. Plumbing basics. You got to understand that the water coming in, the sewer going out, and the gas, if you're here in the Texas area, all falls under the plumber. Wherever you're at, the authority having jurisdiction, the AHJ, might tell you otherwise. So make sure that you check with them. Here in Texas, we can get in a meter box. Other parts of the country, you can't. So make sure that you understand what you can and cannot do. The basic things that you need to know as a real estate agent are the most expensive problems are under the slab. If you're a real estate agent and you are not recommending a sewer water test for every buyer you represent, you're doing them a disservice. I say that because that is where they can lose a lot of money. Guys, we have helped people that have bought houses and we've gone in after they bought it, after they've signed all the paperwork, after you've helped them buy houses, we've had to come in and fix the plumbing. Meaning they have spent $40,000 to $60,000 on houses that we've worked on that people literally could not use the plumbing. They could use it for a little while, and that's a little plumbing trick is make sure everything's cleaned out and works before you sell it. But if you're just doing plumbing tricks to sell a house, you're not being fair either because you're not disclosing the problems that you're aware of. So, as a real estate agent, know what to look for. If you open cabinets and you see water stains down in the bottom, that probably tells you that either something leaked, something has leaked, or something is leaking. What do? Fill it up, look at it, check it, see if there's anything there that you can see even before the plumber gets there. What else are you looking for? Look at the water heater. How old is it? Can you tell by looking at it that that water heater is just super duper old? Don't get me wrong. I know you can't work that into your negotiations as long as it's working, but it is something that I would at least take back to the seller and say, hey, look, this water heater is 15 years old. They normally last 8 to 12 years. We want another $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000, depending on where you live. I know they're not cheap. I'm a plumber. I understand why. But that is something, if it's older than its lifespan, I would tell them, hey, we need to work out a water heater in this deal. That's a few $1,000s you can get back for your buyer. What do you listen for? When you're near the water heater, listen to see if you hear a hissing like water running. That could let you know that there's a leak somewhere. There are houses that we've gone in to do leak detection on that with a leak on the hot side, we could hear it running through the water heater, even though there was nothing dripping and nothing running. So make sure that you're listening and looking for everything you should. When you're walking through the house, if you hear a toilet running, that lets you know it needs to be rebuilt. Water leaks cost people a lot of money, but people get used to that sound. They hear it every now and then and they're like, you know what? That's just the water running in the toilet. It's not that big a deal. But over time, that adds up. And if there's a leak on the hotline, they're paying for it twice. So you've just got a faucet dripping, but it's dripping hot water. You're paying to heat that water up. Then you're paying for the water to just drip down into the drain and run back out to the city. As a real estate agent, these are things that you should know, learn, and understand. If you walk outside and a PVC line is dripping, that may tell you that the AC condensate drain is overflowing. Now it's dripping outside. It should be draining either into a tub drain, a lavatory, or a specific hub drain just for that. There's a lot of things that I know that you don't understand, but if you will look at them and learn what you're looking at, it will help you talk to your clients. It can actually make you look smarter the more you know and learn about plumbing. One of the most expensive one, guys, slab leaks. Make sure you learn about that, understand what it is, why it is, and why it's so expensive. You can literally save your buyers a lot of money. So how-to plumbing. You may have a home seller that does his own how-to plumbing. That's great, as long as you have it checked and you make sure everything works. Here in Texas, legally, the homeowner, as long as the homeowner lives in a house that is registered as their homestead, they are legally allowed to work on anything plumbing they want to. But they're still supposed to get it permitted and inspected by the city inspector to make sure they do things right. So just because something's been fixed does not mean it's been fixed right. Another thing to be aware of, if you're buying a house that has been flipped, go back and look at the permits, go back and check the inspections. Guys, we go in to make repairs on people that have bought flipped houses, and it blows my mind what some of these flippers are doing. I'm not saying they're all bad, but I tell you what, I see more problems with flipped houses than I see houses that were done right. That is another thing that if it was flipped, I would want my buyer to be able to see all the permits, all the inspections, and everything done just to make sure you know everything was done right. Guys, you do not want to represent a buyer and put him in a situation where they're going to have to spend a lot more money after they buy their house when this is something that you know about and you should have told them about. This is a big investment for them. And if you'll learn to love your clients, you will always do the right thing for them. This is one of the most important things. If you're a real estate agent or you're a homeowner and you bought a house and you had a problem later, do me a favor and leave a message down below. Give me a comment because I want you to tell me what kind of problem you had and how much it cost you. If you're a real estate agent, let me know if you've ever had customers get back in touch with you and say, hey, I've got a problem with my plumbing. Why didn't you tell me about this? Or why didn't we look at it? Guys, this is something that I tell people about to try to help everybody. I've had family members buy houses and still have to spend thousands of dollars to get the plumbing fixed. Guys, please take care of your people. It's that big a deal. And if you know somebody buying a house or another real estate agent, share this video with them. That way they see it and maybe it'll be enough to teach them. There's more things they can learn to help them better serve their clients. Guys, I understand this because I teach classes for real estate agents. I've got big brokers that bring me in to do classes to explain what slab leaks and leak detection are and why we do them. We've actually got a video in here. We'll put a link in the description down here to go to where we actually show you me out doing a sewer and water test. That way you can see. A lot of sellers are under the misconception that it will damage their plumbing system. Guys, there is nothing that we do in a sewer water test that can damage the system at all. And if you'll show them that video or send them a link to that video and they see it, chances are they'll let you do it and it won't be any problem. Every time I teach real estate agents about this, it blows my mind how many of them didn't know a sewer water test could be done, didn't understand what it was, and they also did not understand why it was so expensive to fix leaks under a slab. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber, and I'll see you on the next video if you don't get flushed.